Welcome everyone, JForce here. Welcome to another video. Today I'll be doing a review on the Logitech G305 wireless gaming mouse, as well as compare it against some of the weight reduction mods that you can get online without 3D printing one yourself. And as a reference, I also included a G Pro wireless so you can see the size differences, and I'll tell you why I think the G305 is a better option than the G Pro wireless. Now, before diving in too deep into the mouse review, I want to share with you how it got here. Because recently I went through a lengthy search for the perfect gaming mouse for myself. I use a fingertip grip, and my hand is about 7 by 4.5 inches. So before getting here, I was using the G302, and I also tried the Razer Abysses for quite a few years. But after that, I want to try something new. So I went out and tried a Viper Mini, a Viper Ultimate, the G305 here, as well as Cooler Master's MM710. And out of these few options, I actually like the shape of the G305 the best. The others just didn't feel right in my hand. For example, the Viper Ultimate and the Viper Mini, I felt like a hump at the back of the mouse that supports my the support for my palm was a little bit high, and a lot of people prefer this with their palm grips, but for me that extra height makes it harder to click when using the fingertip grip. So the MM710 felt a bit better, but that mouse, it was a little too short for me, so most of the time the back of my hand was hanging in the air. So the G305 is actually, I find it to be the perfect shape for someone who uses a fingertip grip. And I just love the switches on these Logitech mice compared to the Razer ones or the other mouse brands. The force required to click is a lot smaller, and that travel distance is also, I feel like it's shorter compared to the other options. So as far as wireless gaming, I did not have any major issues. In the beginning, I was experiencing some lag and stutter, probably because I put the receiver too far away. So after plugging in the USB extension and putting the receiver on my desk, put it closer to your mouse, those problems all went away. So one thing about the G305 though is that this is a heavy mouse. The weight of this out of factory is about 100 grams. So compare that to the Viper Mini, which weighs only about 91 grams. This just feels way too chunky, So I went online and found all these tutorials on how to reduce the weight of your G305. And the first major improvement was swapping out this AA alkaline battery that came with the mouse to a AAA lithium battery with one of these adapters that sells for like $5 on Amazon. So here you have it. I only use half of it. So if you use this AAA lithium battery, the weight of the mouse goes down to only 83 grams. So you go from 100 grams down to 83 grams by spending, less than $10. This is actually, quite close to the G Pro wireless. The G Pro wireless weighs about 80 grams. There were other options online that told me to drill holes on the mouse or 3D print a shell for the mouse. And neither of those were good options for me, as one, I don't have the skill and patience to drill holes on a mouse and not have it look like complete crap. And two, I don't have a 3D printer. So, I mean, what do you do when you can't make something? You buy from other people. So here are the other options that I found. The first one is from a eBay seller who sells these 3D printed G305 base and battery covers. I think the total cost for the two of these were about $35. And another option is a complete redesign shell from AliExpress. I bought this from China, this is in a shape of a mixture of Zowie FK2 and S2, and the cost of this mod is about $50. So first, let's go over this eBay option first. So when I got this, the first thing I noticed was that this had a really strong smell. They're actually made of flexible resin material, so the installation was actually quite easy. You just take off the base from the original mouse because it's in the same shape, right? You just take it off and you screw the PCB onto this new base, and you put the original top cover on it, putting the battery and putting the shell. So I also bought G305 mouse feet for $5 from eBay because I destroyed the original one during the installation, but this actually feels a lot smoother. So I used this for about a month and a half before I got the AliExpress order. And so here are my thoughts on it. First, this is very light and it feels very balanced. So it's one of the best gaming experience for the past decade of using gaming mouse. And as you can see here, the weight of this is about 69 grams with the battery included. So it's very light, and the new mouse feet that I bought for another $5, it feels very smooth, and the lightweight helped me get quite a few pentakills while gaming. But there are some issues with this mouse. There's two major issues that I found. I didn't know it could be an issue before, but this was kind of created by this flexible material used for this print. The first one is that the top cover would easily brittle. And you can see here, I already used some super glue over here. It's kind of out of focus. And over here. So, I wasn't pressing on it too hard, but it was kind of easy to crack it. So that's one thing that I found. Another one, which is kind of annoying, is these, the side of these are way too flexible. So much so that when you're pressing down on the base, you actually click the side button. I'm not clicking on it. I'm just pressing the side, and it actually goes and click that. So, if you're gaming, this might not be a problem if you're not binding these keys in your games. But I find it kind of annoying when you're, trying to browse the internet, web surfing, and all of a sudden your mouse decides, oh, you want to go back to the last page. So that's it about this mouse. It's quite an improvement over the original, I would say, and I loved it for the 1 month that I used it. That is until I got this one. So a few weeks after that, this mouse arrived from AliExpress. I contacted the seller, and I asked him to buy a G304, which is like the Chinese variant of the G305, the same mouse. I asked him to buy it and then mod it with the shell that I'm selling and then send it to me. So the total cost of this mouse was $110, including shipping, which is, not bad at all if you consider that this is selling for the G305 is selling for $60 in the US. Now I know it's cheaper in China and the seller can probably make a profit that way, but to me it's still a good value. The process of this mouse mod is a lot harder. This installation is a lot harder than this one, the eBay version. So be prepared if you're trying to get this one on your own. I wasn't confident enough to do it, but if you're adventurous and you like to DIY, then you can save some money and just buy this mod alone. Oh yeah, so onto the review of this mouse. What can I say? I think I found the perfect mouse. From the normal G305 to the eBay mount, we shaved about like 12 grams. And from that to this one, we go down for another about 10 grams. So this one actually only weighs 63 grams. It's one of the lightest mouse out there, and it's wireless. So this material is a lot more sturdy and well built. The shell is made of strong nylon material, and it doesn't have that smell. And the base, if you can call that a base, it's made of carbon fiber, so it's quite light. And the surface is kind of rough and abrasive. It's got a matte finish to it. It feels very good, actually. It gives you this anti-slip effect. And I gotta say, the shape of this mouse is just very nice. I mean, the seller claims that it's a blend of the Zowie FK2 and the S2. And I've seen this 3D print online somewhere. I don't know where. If you have a 3D printer, you can probably find it, do it yourself. But I've never used those Zowie mice before, so I can't comment on that. But this is exactly what I'm looking for a fingertip grip. The back of this has support, but not too much. The profile is not high. It's about the same length as the G Pro Wireless, which I actually like it because sometimes the G305 feels a little short. So you can see. But yeah, compared to the G305, it's a lot more comfortable because it has that lower profile in the middle and the back. Sorry, I know that's not a good comparison, but the shape of this just feels a lot better than the G Pro Wireless for me. And so far, the only thing I find a little annoying is that there's no DPI button. I mean, I don't use it that often anyways, and you can change it in the Logitech G Hub software, but yeah, it's not on the mouse itself. It's probably inside. I haven't opened it up to check, but you know, there's no button on here that you can change the DPI settings. So yeah, there you have it. Whether you like the original G305, the eBay mod that's a little easier to install and a little cheaper, or the AliExpress mod that is a little bit more expensive and harder to install. I would say these are all great options to consider if you're in the market for wireless gaming mouse. Of course, if you don't use fingertip grip or you have a big hand, you can also try this G Pro Wireless or the Viper Ultimate. Both of them are also great wireless gaming mice, and they're very light as well. Also, both of those have RGB, you know, if you like that. If you like to have rainbow puke on your desktop, just like my keyboard here. But keep in mind that the G Pro Wireless and the Viper Ultimate, they have a steeper price. So if you go with the cheapest option here, you can get this with a battery mod for about, you know, $65. Whereas this one will run you about 140. I think that's the regular price now, and 130 for the Razer Viper Ultimate. So yeah, that concludes my review. Hope you guys liked it. Please remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Thank you.